main topic for this live show is things that Japanese women do not want you to see, right? And what I did, I found two really interesting blog posts um, that just give a list of things that Japanese women really try to hide from their partners, and I'm gonna give my insight because some of it's general, some of it's real general and real universal, but there are some things that I've seen and noticed that are a little bit different nuances to some of these things and how to handle it that I had to learn in Japan. That if you are starting to get intimate, you're starting to get to the freaky deaky stuff, you want to be aware of. So I'm going to pull out a few things and give you a few quick tips and a few quick insights that I think will help if you are ready to take it to that level. So we're gonna get into it. So the first, again, as always, after this finishes loading and stuff like that, the Japanese articles will be in the comments. So just come back later, probably tomorrow, check it out. And also, if you want to read everything in more detail, just use DeepL. Copy and paste it in deepl.com. It's a great translation service. It does an excellent job on almost all this stuff. Some of the stuff I just quickly ran through it with DeepL, and it works. So basically, yeah, the first one is about things in her room that she doesn't want her a boyfriend or her male guy who's going to smash to see, right? So let's imagine you either, I don't know, you take her home, or she's your steady girlfriend, or just pop her for one night, whatever it is. You get to her place, the sanctuary, the fortress of solitude. First thing, I'm just gonna run through the list real quick and pop in with some stuff. Old photos. Don't go searching around her photos, like, if she has some, oh, what's this, what's that, don't really do that. Like, I feel like in America, like when I've been in the girl's room and I do that, she'll tell me stuff like, oh, that's me and my friends, that's this. Japanese people, privacy is a really big thing here. So if you start just poking around asking stuff, she might freeze up and actually get really uncomfortable and get taken out of the moment. If you see some photos, just like pretend they don't exist, just ignore them joints. I'm telling you, just don't even ask about it. Don't ask who this is, because then she might, oh, I'm embarrassed. Like, this was me 10 years ago. And it might seem like a light comment, but remember, words have a lot more weight here. So that could actually spoil the mood, and she just freezes up, and it takes like a whole lot more time to get her loosened up, because she might be self-conscious and thinking about, oh my gosh, she's looking at my pictures, what else can I look at? Just ignore pictures completely, don't even look at it. Maybe if she's in the bathroom or something like that, take a little peep over and stuff like that, but don't mention it for like weeks, until like weeks later or another time or something like that. Trust me. A girl's journal. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple. Don't just be picking up someone's journal and flipping through it. It's going to be in Japanese anyway. English journals as well, for example, unless she actually shows it to you. Don't mention it. Don't trust me. Don't mention it. It sounds like something simple. Don't mention the journal, and because then she'll be like, "Oh, my English is so bad," or stuff like that, which again takes her out of Ronnie romance time. Various beauty goods. I think that's pretty simple. Just don't look at it. Just pretend they don't exist, right? Hair removal goods. That's probably something in the bathroom. Um, yeah, don't mention anything in the bathroom, right? Hair removal goods, underwear. They don't want to show. Basically, her granny panties. I mean, of course, you can. In America, you can kind of give your girlfriend or a girl you're dealing with, you can give her some jokes about her panties if you want to, right? And it's kind of like it might embarrass her a little bit. In Japan, she would get super embarrassed, like might even turn red, possibly even start crying. Like I'm serious, like depending on the type of girl that you're dealing with. So you just don't want to deal with that, right? You just want to get to the good stuff. So don't even mention her underwear at all, unless it's like clearly newly bought shobu shitagi, like shobu panties. How her good panties is kind of what it translates to. Like shobu, it means kind of competition. So like, and shitagi would be like underwear. So like her, underwear that she wants to compete in, kind of like she's putting her best, like, I can do it, kind of motivational panties. I guess if you want to translate that. But yeah, so basically, her best underwear. If it's something that's clearly new, lacy or something like that, then you can kind of comment on how, cute it looks or pretty or sexy or whatever you want to say. That's fine. But if it's just some regular stuff, or maybe she might have laundry in there, just ignore it. Don't go like looking at it, even if it's like, her nice looking underwear. Don't go looking at, don't go touch, just ignore it. Trust me, because it's not organized correctly for you to do that. Just pretend it doesn't exist. Turn your back to it or something. Give her a chance to put it down or something, like put it away, stuff like that. Trust me, trust me. It sounds like a small thing, but it's a huge atmosphere, mood setting thing, right? Idol goods, yeah, manga. I'll put those two in. It's two different things, but I'll put them in the same thing. Again, just ignore those things. Don't ask who is this. Or if she's got a poster of like some, I don't know, smooth hair looking idol pop star on her poster, on her wall. If it's like a girls group, I'd say it's fine, right? If it's anything girl related, that's fine, because that's not really, you know competitive to you, or it might not be in touch a hit a vein of her like deep inner desires or fantasies. I mean, not like, sexual fantasies, like, fantasies, dream guy, her dream boat, stuff like that. That might hit a nerve of embarrassment for her. Just ignore it. Doesn't exist, right? Little a manga again, unless if it's like a mainstream manga, that's fine. If it's like some Dragon Ball, some One Piece, or something like, oh, you like that, that's fine. Something that you, but if it's something niche, no, just ignore it. If you don't instantly recognize it and you haven't heard a bunch of people talking about it, just ignore it completely. Unless you are an otaku person. Of course, if you are an otaku person and you're familiar with it, please do. That's like something that you guys can start talking about. But just don't go grabbing up a manga book and start flipping through it, because you might see some like BL, or if you don't know, boy love stuff, boy love manga. Like there are a large subset of Japanese women who like BL manga, which is just like, you know homoerotic manga, basically, for straight Japanese women. I think I asked one of my students about. I was like, "What's up with that?" And she was just like, "It's not sexual at all. It's just watching two. What did she say? Like two handsome guys. Like it's like a handsome guy and a handsome guy. So two handsome guys is double interesting. It's kind of like the which how she explained it to me, and which kind of makes sense in a way, because it's not like just like us. If you got like a bomb chick and you got another bomb chick together, and like they start, it's like okay, I guess, but we're more on the like physical sexual side. For them it's just like a setting scene kind of thing, I guess. That's a, I don't know, but just don't go flipping through random manga is my advice. Just leave it alone, ignore it. Trust me, because you might see something that will embarrass her, that she doesn't want you to see, that just disrupts the mood. Of course, in the West it's fine if you got like a comic book on the table or a magazine on the table and she's like, you might just start flipping through it. But no, don't do that. Don't do that. Right? Just you're sitting there, you're just like, right? No, I don't. And of course, um, it says Echina goods, which is like dirty stuff. Her like, you know, self pleasure devices and stuff like that. Right? You don't you don't want to I mean, well, if it's just lying out there, then that's pretty wild. But if it's like a drawer or something, don't go opening up drawers. I don't think that's a good thing to do anyway. But if you so under her pillow or next to her bed or something like that, just ignore it. Don't be like, oh, you a super freak. Like, don't do that. Okay, 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 don't do that. Don't, even if it's there. Don't just be like, okay, playtime. Just don't do that. That I personally think, introducing the toys, okay, I would say, if we're talking about the toys and we're talking about toys, it's too early in the morning for this, but okay, if we are talking about the toys, I would say my advice would be, don't lead with the toys, okay? Don't be like, okay, it's playtime, it's playtime or something like that. Like, I would warm things up. Again, I gotta be careful how I'm saying. I will warm things up to the point where she's totally into it, and then say, "I got something special for you. Surprise! Here comes your little friend." you know, and because at that point in time, like, she's wrapped up into things, and even if she's like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing, she's wrapped up into things already, and she'll more than likely just go with it, especially if you know what you're doing in that area. Yeah, I know, right? If you know, I know, I can't believe I'm going this deep into this already, but if she's already caught up in the rapture of the moment, then she won't really stop, or get taken out of the moment. But she might be embarrassed, like, oh no, oh my gosh, but start slow. Of course, start on number one. Don't go like number eight on the setting on the dial. Don't turn it all the way up to 10. From the beginning, start low, and then I think I'm getting completely sidetracked now, but I said it before. If you don't know, I've said it in another video. There are three main words that you're gonna need in the bedroom with a Japanese girl. Itai, which is like pain or ouch. Does so as a telling her itai, like ow that hurts, or asking itai, like in a rising intonation, does that hurt? You know, Daijobu, same thing. Telling her, oh, Daijobu, I'm telling you I'm okay, or asking Daijobu, asking you, are you okay, in a rising intonation, and kimochi, which is, kimochi, telling her it feels good for me, kimochi, like asking her, does it feel good for you? Right? Those are the three, even if like it's like a fling, like a one night thing, or all the way up to like a deep relationship. If you're speaking Japanese with your partner, those are the three words you're gonna need. Three words, two different intonations, and okay. Those are the things. Those are fundamentals. If you have those things, you're gonna be fine, like in the bedroom department, which is completely different than what I planned on talking about. But okay, speaking of that, by the way, before I forget for you guys, please hit like, um, subscribe. Also, one other thing, I'm working on my first book, which does include this type of stuff. It's really a guide for different types of relationships, whether it's in one night stands all the way up to marriage. It's not like love doctor advice, kind of like this, but what it is all the background information that I learned dealing with Japanese women and Japanese relationships and Japanese culture, and I really think it will help for you guys coming in here. Just context. It's a lot of context about stuff you need. Context about the thinking, society, some of the hurdles you gotta jump through, the hoops you gotta jump through, dating someone, living here, stuff that I really didn't know that threw me for a huge loop. It's not so much like, oh, do this and you'll get that. It's like, okay, if you're in the door, this will help you understand the situation that you're walking into at different levels of marriage. Again, from single life all the way up to marriage. I've been through kind of all those things, and all the time, like, what, wait, what? Any kind of those wait, what kind of moments, or like, I see kind of moments. I'm compiling them, putting them in a book to kind of help you guys understand the situations here, in your life here. So be on the lookout for that. I'm hoping to get it done. I'm almost done with my first draft. I'm hoping to get it done in February or March. Get it out there through Amazon, and then I'll record the audio version of it. It's not big. It's a small one, but it will definitely help you guys. All right. So that's the first article. All right. So the second one is, so the first one was for the room, and the second one is just things that they don't want their boyfriends to see or know, right? Again, I'm not going to go through all of these. Some of them overlap a little bit. And again, I'll try and give some context. So the first one is unwanted hair, right? And hair, yeah, there might be some hair down there. It could just be like, Japanese women don't Brazilian wax really, and different levels of hair. I mean, you can go anything from the Amazon jungle to like, what is that? I forgot that. See, I've been in Japan too long. What is it? Airstrip or landing pad? I forgot what we used to call those things, right? Um, you can run the gamut from anywhere there. Just if there is more than you bargained for, don't say anything about it in the moment. Don't be like, whoa, or something like that. Because I think if I remember, like someone's in a Japanese video, I remember hearing it discussed, like basically here, like having just like a complete, like, nothing kind of implies that, a woman puts a lot of attention down there, which means she might not be as innocent. So they tend to like to have something down there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you could just run the gamut. So I mean, as long as it's like trimmed and everything like that, it'll be fine. But just know, like, it might be purposely trimmed, but looking a way that it looks like it's just growing wild, if that makes any sense. Just letting you know. Okay. The naked body, this is a huge one, right? So you might think like if you're intimate with somebody, getting naked, getting freaky, but no, some girls are really, really self-conscious about their bodies. Of course, everywhere, but here, like, even like, oh, you look beautiful, let me see, and open up, kind of trying to really pry her to open up. Don't do it. Don't try to do it because that could really cause a whole freak out. I mean, not like she won't start screaming and like, shavering in the corner or anything, but it could really take her out of the moment. She's again, once Japanese people generally get into like self-conscious embarrassed mode, it's really tough to get them out of it, right? And you don't want to, if you're in the position to get her naked, do you really want to spend like 15, 20 minutes trying to talk her down from a cliff because she's too embarrassed that, she took off all her clothes and you're looking at her, butt naked. Again, just lights off is better. I'd say compliment portions of her body and not just like the whole canvas, you know what I'm saying? And be like, wow, don't observe the whole canvas in the beginning stages of the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really embarrassing for Japanese women. I'd say portions of the canvas, yes. You know, a tree here, a bush here, some fruit, a couple melons, but not the whole thing. Okay, not the whole thing. Okay. Okay, next. Spin. Oh, this is a big one. Spin is watching her without makeup. Like, let's say you you're in there for the night. The next morning, um, she might just jump out of bed and just start putting on makeup before she lets you see her face. Just if she does that, just pretend to be asleep. Just pretend to be asleep. Pretend to be on your phone. Give her a chance to get herself together to a place that is presentable. Like showing her spin face depends on the woman, of course. This is all generalizations, but depending on the woman, of course. But generally speaking, showing your spin or showing your face without makeup is a higher step in the relationship, and many Japanese women are not willing to do that until they're seriously dating someone. So just be aware of that, right? Thanks, Jake. Thanks. I'm trying to make it interesting for you guys. Okay. Next, body odor I'll try and check this comment afterwards. Just because I don't want to get too sidetracked and I gotta go watch football. My game's starting. My game's starting in about like 15, 20 minutes. So I'm trying to, go down there. Body odor, I think that's pretty standard. Just even if you do, I mean, that's just way too general. I'll just say, I don't know, deal with that as you will, but don't be like, God damn, or nothing like that. But, I'd say that might be something that she's self conscious of. Which leads to a thing. Actually, now that I mentioned, now that they are talking about body odor. So I think in the West, if let's say you're coming in from somewhere or you go back to the room, you're getting hot and heavy, or you won't even get hot and heavy on the street. You're not going to start like tugging her down on the street here in Japan or anything like that. Any intimacy, just holding hands, and then any intimacy will probably start behind closed doors here. That anything beyond holding hands, I wouldn't recommend doing in public, especially if you're, a fling or one night kind of thing or something like that. Even in a relationship, like if no one's around, a small peck will be fine, but don't start tonguing her down, even if you guys are the only ones on the street. Generally speaking, that's just not something that Japanese women are really into. Hold hands until you get behind closed doors, then go at her, right? But yeah, body odor is a thing too. So in the West, if you get hot and heavy, you just go start doing the do. But here, especially if you go to a love hotel or something like that, don't be surprised if she's like, time out. I want to go to the bathroom. I want to go take a shower or something like that. Maybe even take a full shower, like depending on her. It's not just like, I don't know, whatever she's doing. It might be a full shower. So just be aware of that. Don't be like, no, 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 it's okay. Let her go. Okay. Let her go. And because she's self conscious of body odor, not even down there, but just like having a full day, maybe not taking a shower for the day. Because remember, Japan bath time is at nighttime anyway. So Just let her go. Don't try to keep her there because it'll take her out of the moment. The room is just all messy, which is pretty normal. She, old pictures talked about her real hobbies or things like that. She might have some weird hobbies or something like that. Again, hobby goods or oh you play tennis or oh you're into this, you're a draw or art stuff like that. Oh you're a good artist. Don't do any of that if she's got her art, especially if she's an artist. Don't say like your art is good. She'll be embarrassed about it. You're not gonna earn any point. You'd be like, no, really, you're good. She's like, "Ugh." She'll just be in this corner shivering like this. Just don't do it. She's like, trust me, like making it an issue, pushing an issue of anything, like trying to convince her doesn't work. Embarrassment is the first reflex of a lot of Japanese people. Just any art or anything like that, ignore it unless she talks about it, unless she wants to show you. Let her introduce you to her interests, her hobbies, her past, her photos, or whatever like that. Don't go picking up stuff, right? Past my relationships, pretty standard. How much money she has, pretty standard. Her eating habits, yeah, maybe don't open up her fridge unless ask her for something. Ask her, can I get something to drink? Don't just go, can I grab something? Because you might be like, hey, can I grab something from the fridge? And she might be like, okay, and then she'll freak out because she doesn't want you to see what she eats. So just ask her to get you something. And generally speaking, in the beginning stages of any relationship, you have guest territory, so she will be more than happy to get you something to drink, get you something to eat, something like that, if you ask for it. Um, Again, and of course, her weight that goes with her body as well. You don't really want to just, you don't want to ask how much she weighs or anything about her whole body in general. You're just gonna want to leave that as it is. So that's the list. I'll leave the full articles below for you. Um, leave any questions you have. Again, please leave comments in not only live streams, other videos. I'm watching everything. I'm responding to as much as I can. Be on the lookout for my book. I'll give you guys more updates on that. And I gotta go, so I'll holler at you next time. Peace.